You're live. Well, you're live. Gunner, we got a situation here. It's raining dicks and pussies. Okay. WIV. So, folks, we're sorry about that. WIVK, you're live. Gunner, we got a situation here. Sorry about that P word's a little much, don't you think? But it sure was funny. That was when I got on live on WIVK. Is this thing frozen? Don't be frozen. I don't like that. Oh boy. I see. Mm-hmm. Something funny is going. Okay. Yeah? That was weird. It like flipped out. Yeah, priority this weekend. Ethernet line through the floor, through the window. I don't care what it is. And make that happen. Hang on. Holy crap. Okay, we're in business. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. But welcome into the extra podcast, for God's sake. The story behind the WIVK. Jesus. The story behind the WIVK getting in on the air on that show was way back in probably year 2000. And how that happened was it was raining like hell in Knoxville, Tennessee. And everybody was losing their ass because, and my partner on the radio, Bill Kidd, is what he went by. Bill reaches out to me and he's like, "Hey, Zane." Yeah, Bill. "Hey, man, you got to get on IVK. They're taking live calls." And I'm like, "They are?" And he says, "Yeah." And I go, "Well, for what?" He says, "Well, it's a weather emergency, and they always take live calls to stay in touch with the people." I go, "All right, I'll do it." So I dial it up, and sure enough, just like Ben and I taking live calls, the difference is they don't have a delay running for some reason. That technology had been around for years, so I don't know why they were. It's one thing to take live calls like we did, another thing entirely to do it with no fucking delay. He picks up. WIVK, you're live. "Yeah, Gunner, it's we got a situation here." "What happened?" "It's raining dicks and pussies." Oh, the pause. And it's like, oh, what a miserable thing to do, but god dang, it was that funny. And I recorded it, and that is somewhere. I think I might even have that somewhere. Holy crap, what a thing to do. What a gut punch that was. "It's raining dicks and pussies." Oh, man. Anyway, that was a not nice thing to do, but boy, was it fun. I kind of did it again. I said fund. Did you hear that? I wanted to share this story with you. It's the end of an era, as the people that make the advanced newspapers have decided that they are calling it quits in West Michigan. This is the type of thing you open up your mailbox, and every week you see this shit box newspaper in there, and you usually ignore it. And it's not really in the mailbox; it's in the spot. If you have a spot below the mailbox, you just throw it in the wood, in the wood cubby. And so then what happens is this thing gets soaked with rain, and then it rots in the box and rots your wooden mailbox, and no one's read one word of this thing in like 50 years. And I don't, for one, know how it's existed ever. So they are finally ending the misery of this thing. Uh, but yeah, Jonathan writes, you can shove those things on top of the phone books. Yeah, the phone books and the advanced newspapers. Can you imagine being the guy who is his job is to like sell shit for the phone book? which, when we were kids was this thick. And it was like a huge deal when you got a new one. It's like, holy shit, my name's in the phone book. Look, oh my God. And now that thing has shrunk to be like as big as Stu's dick. It's so small. It's just minute. And they still show up. And there isn't anyone who has ever opened one of those in years. So who is the guy that has to, hey, I'm calling from the phone book company, and I'd like you to buy an advertisement in the phone book. Are you down? Nobody does that. So the advance has said, no, we're done, finally. This takes us back to when my son had his first job. And I don't know why we made him do this, but he was going to deliver this newspaper, and the route is everyone in the neighborhood. There's not like when I had a paper route, you had like 70 subscribers. This fucking thing, it's every single home on each street. They put that garbage dumpster fire into it. So the route is like 700 homes for a 10-year-old to do. And I never forget, his bike was loaded down, the front handlebars and the back handlebars, and the tires look like they're about to sink into they're virtually flat, even though they're pumped up. The frame's bending. Jim weighs about 17 pounds to begin with, so he can't even move the fucking bike. He's cruising down the street, like, Dad! I'm like, shut up, it's good for you. I'm trying to be like hard-ass 50s dad, telling him to get his work done. And I think they paid you like 0.000 cents, 1 cent per like 5 papers. So at the end of the day, you end up with like 30 cents. It was such a shit deal. You would not believe how not worth it this stupid thing was. So he's crying, and Diana's like, I don't know if this is a good idea. It's going to teach him a good character. It's going to teach him how to use rubbers. It'll be great. So, we all know how that worked out. So Jim's all fucked up, riding his bike down the street, and I start to crack, and I'm like, maybe I should. So I get in the car and I go driving up, saying, hey, buddy, how are you? Terrible, Daddy. Hey, Dad's going to help. So I put him in the car, and I put his bike in the trunk, and all these papers are in the back. And now it's like, I drive like 15 feet, and I'm like, this is going to suck. I still got to stop the car, get out with a bunch of papers, run from house. This is going to we're going to be out till midnight. This is the worst thing ever. And each paper is in this plastic bag, okay? So I decide, I figured out real quick that it was going to take so long that I said, Jim, we got to figure something out here. This is what we're going to do. I got a plan. I tell him the plan. I'll tell you the plan in a second. And he goes, no, we can't. Mrs. So-and-so said you cannot do this. You have to. And I go, look, this is the plan. When we drive by each house, fling it out the window into the driveway. And he goes, and you want to do it, because he knew that was breaking the rules. The one thing that said you cannot do, we had one rule, you cannot throw them onto their property. And you had to walk up and open up the screen door or the first door and throw the thing in there and close it. And we're like, no, I'm not doing that. So we're cruising along, and I'm throwing them out the window, and we got the whole thing done in about 15 minutes. And if you're familiar with where I live over in the Jenison area of West Michigan, I'm along 28th Street approaching Baldwin. Now, this is not a side street. This is 45 miles an hour. I was throwing them out so fast, I had to throw them out as quick as possible. I wasn't even trying to get them like on a driveway. We're just landing on the grass, in a tree, in the street. So I'm littering the whole neighborhood. All right, done. we go home. Um, the next day, and I play this on the radio, it's an old school clip. You'll never hear it, but I know it virtually verbatim. I check the answering machine, and it's the lady who's in charge of this. And um, I think, wait a minute, maybe I'm getting some of this wrong. She called to say, excuse me, we got a discussion. We had a discussion from people calling in saying that they saw someone whipping by and driving by and throwing papers out the window, and that coincided with I was actually listening to the radio, hearing someone talk about doing this exact thing. And I remember she said so I took two and two and made four, and I figured out that you were the one that was doing this, weren't you? And this is all a recording. And so I'm like, oh, this is awesome. She goes, well, we can't have that, and we cannot use your services anymore. We'll pick up the bags. Okay, thanks. That was it. No more. That was the end of our time with the advance. So good riddance. I'm so glad that stupid thing is done. Oh, keep it out of my mailbox. All right. Before we continue with this final thing I got for you. All right, hang on. There's water all over my face now. One more thing I wanted to share with you. This is how my day started. First of all, I had a splitting headache when I woke up. And I'm like, yeah, God, man. And I've had this a lot lately with getting up a little later than I'm used to. And then I sleep into the withdrawal symptoms of the caffeine. And it starts to burn my brain. Excuse me. So I get up and I go, I gotta get some coffee. And that did work. It did go away, but for the period of time that it's not there, it's actually, the headache is so pronounced it's making me nauseous. So I make the coffee, and I started drinking it. And this is what I heard. Tell me if this wouldn't go right into your brain. And it's this far from my face. My youngest grandson, Rowan, loves this toy. And I would just like to say, who is the asshole at Little Tykes who said, this is what the child needs? A nervous breakdown machine. This asshole piano is what this is. 4 keys. And that, did you hear that third one? It's not in tune. Listen. That works. Yeah, and then that's off. It's a bit flat. Did you hear that? Anybody in music, you know that that's flat. Or is it sharp? What am I expecting? I don't know. Maybe it's not. It sounds like shit to me. And it burned my brain. It was so terrible. Oh my God. I'm like, and I'm like looking at my grandson, and he's playing. And I was like, I don't think I can do another thing if I don't get out of here. And thank God Aubrey took it from him when he wasn't looking, because if she'd have taken it from him, he'd have lost his mind. He tends to react a little strongly at times. So sometimes I can be a little bit screwed up. But I guess what came up for me was my kids had that toy. Much bigger, it was longer, it had more notes and stuff like that. And how in the world did I actually find success in raising kids? And how did I not wind up on the news as one of those guys who wipes out his family? Did you ever hear people, that happens not all the time, but it does happen. Somebody flips out. And I was so stressed just from hearing that. I can't believe there was a time that I had very, very young children. And man, I don't know. Is there something that happens to a parent? It must, because it had to have happened to me, where there's kind of like a slow burn on a parent's brain that calluses it so that they can respond in a not negative fashion to that. because I wanted to kill everything in the room. I wanted to start breaking things. It was terrible because of that toy, because I am not suited for it, because I'm not, my children are all grown. So I'm like, oh my God. So thank God Aubrey and I are on the same page, because I left the room, I come back, and the stupid thing is gone. And then I'm like, okay, I need that toy so that I can talk about it on the podcast. And I said to her, I go, hey, that piano, where is that? And she kind of looks at me like, you better not even get that out of where I hid it, because if you do, he's gonna want to play it, and I'm gonna kill you. She gives me that look. I'm like, what's up? And she goes, I hit it on him. I go, okay, can I take it? She goes, please don't let him see that thing. No worries, I got you. So I had to put a blanket over it. It was in a cupboard. Put a blanket over it and smuggle it up here in order to do this thing. Holy crap. Kenny says that's when you go listen to some metal, some of your garbage death metal. Thank you to the one and only Kenny from Nashville. He sent some foam soundproofing, not so much for the echo, but to put like on the walls, because of my wife complaining that I'm too damn loud in here. Thank you, Kenny. You are a good man. Supposedly the new computer is here. That's what dude from New York said. It's Adam, right? Is that what it is? I think it's Adam. Sent that along, and I haven't seen it yet. But if it does, I will be sure to talk about it. No doubt about it. Well, tier 1, tier 2 people, you are moving the meter like the sons of guns that you are. No one says it like that. I don't know why I said that, but anyway. You are really killing it. You know, we keep growing this show with that support. I'm sorry, Anthony in New York. Thank you. What did I say? Adam? What the fuck? God, Anthony in New York. Thank you so much. Adam, what an asshole. Jesus, the names. I don't know why you people do nice stuff for me. I really don't. I was talking with the foreman Pellerito, who is in charge of the building of this room, and this is going to be nice. Oh my gosh. Painters, carpet, drywall, wood walls. Oh, this is I got word that there's gonna be people over here Sunday working on this room. I'm like, cool, sounds good. It really is quite a thing to be in the shitter, not the shitter, but metaphorically the career down the tubes again Friday. And not even a weekend goes by and we're back in business. I credit a lot of you for encouraging us to go this route. It took a lot to finally sink in, but my God, this is absolutely fantastic. So thank you. I hope you don't get annoyed with me thanking you all so much. All right, I'm gonna go maybe get a little workout in for a change, and then we will reconvene coming up tomorrow with all sorts of cool shit, because it's a new day tomorrow. So you'll be able to see the video, be able to hear the audio, all that sort of stuff. Thank you again so much to you, and have a great night. Goodbye.